it helps to take care of the licensing cost of the Zoom and other things. Now, when I'm giving this your detail thing, I have a one very important and very interesting, a surprise, I would say, and a privilege for all of us today, that hopefully Vijay himself will be joining us in next 15 or 20 minutes to this book club, and it will be a great opportunity for all of us to interact with him personally and hear from him personally. I'm sure a lot of you have already heard him in the PM session, but this is a closed group where he'll be joining us and having an interaction with us. So it's a great privilege that we will be having him in the next 15 or 20 minutes. So do stick to this session. Don't log off because what you're going to hear from him, I can assure you, will definitely add a lot of values to your each aspect of the growth. So stick to the session, right? And then with that, I'll start with my talk. And with for that, let me just start with a simple story so that you will be able to connect what I'm trying to convey here. So there was a saint, and there were a lot of disciples of him. I mean, but one of the disciple was the favorite one. One of the disciple who used to follow that saint and used to listen to him very religiously, no matter what that saint says. And the other disciples was sometimes used to be very jealous. That this is the guy, he does everything no matter what. If the saint says, he does it, and the saint loves him because of that reason. So one of the day, the remaining people decided that teach him a lesson. So they went to him they went to this disciple who was a big time follower of that saint and said that, yeah, I mean, we have heard the saint was saying that you have learned how to walk on the water. That's amazing. And this disciple was little confused for a moment that I haven't learned this, but maybe if my guru is saying that I can do it, let me give it a try. And with that belief, he went and he was able to. I mean, with his everybody's surprise, he was able to walk on the water. So everybody gets shocked. Again, I mean, remaining people was trying to teach him a lesson, but all of a sudden they understood. Oh my God! This seems like the saints has taught him this lesson, and he haven't taught this lesson to us. So the jealousy or the what you can say things becomes more difficult for the other people, that okay, something is being hidden from me. The other day they again came back. They didn't give up. Other day they again came back and said to this disciple again, we have also got to know that the saint have taught you that you can walk on the fire. Amazing, man, how you can do this. And this was again that I mean, is it really true? Or maybe, I mean, if my saint has said it, then maybe I must be having this capability. And he goes on the fire and he was able to walk. Now everybody got furious that what is happening. I mean, the saint is teaching all the great lesson to this guy and nothing to us, and we are also doing everything. So they all decided that let me go to the saint and ask him only that why you are only teaching this lesson to this guy only. Okay. So they all went to the saint and asked, you have taught this, I mean, this guy is able to walk on the water, walk on the fire, why have you taught this lesson only to them? And the saint himself was confused that I haven't taught him. So let myself try that. I mean, if I have taught him, maybe I have forgot, but let me myself try that. Can I walk in this water? And he goes and he got dipped. So he's not able to walk. So what is the message I'm trying to convey here is everything, if you have a faith on it, if you start with a faith, it creates a difference in your end result. Now, many a time what we have heard, the faith is about having trust on other. This is what not I'm trying to convey here. The point I'm trying to convey from this story is having a faith on yourself. Because if you see, the saint himself didn't have all those skills, but you know the guy was able to do all these things because he believed on that saint, right? He believed on his the person with whom he was following. Now here, can we follow ourselves? Can we have belief in ourselves? Because no matter what you do in your life, it has to start with a faith. Everything you do for the first time in a life, and if you don't have a faith and confidence on yourself, growing in life becomes more difficult. Now, this was a fictional story. Let me give you some real life examples with which you will be able to relate that this actually stands true. All of you have heard, and I guess Vinay was covering in one of his talk about the person mountain man Maji, the guy from Jharkhand who just with the hammer was able to break the entire mountain and create a road out of that mountain to connect the two villages. And there was a film around that where I guess Nawazuddin Siddiqui, if I'm not wrong, Now that is a real life example that a single man with the hammer can break a mountain and make a road out of it. Is it not about the faith again? Is it about any skill set? No, it's all about faith, having a trust on himself that yes, this is doable. We all have heard that. I mean, in fact, in this book, Think and Grow Rich, there's a chapter called Faith where it says, if you have a faith, you can move mountain. And that Maji was a live example of that. Another speaker, I guess, couple of weeks back, he was covering about a Everest mountaineer who eventually learned, because that was his passion, but he was having a lot of disability, but he eventually learned how to control his breathing speed, so that instead of breathing a lot of oxygen, he can breathe less oxygen and climb little better. Now in a normal world, can we all think of controlling our breathing skill, breathing things, and having a less breathe in a given time? Very difficult, almost next to impossible, but then doable if you have a faith and if you have a passion behind it. So the point what I'm trying to cover in my today's talk is, no matter what you do in your life, whether it's this PM session as well, if you have a faith that yes, this can help you to develop your public speaking, leadership, communication, people skills, management skills, definitely PM will gonna be a value add for you. But if your start is with the not, I'm having a faith on it, trust me, the journey gonna be more difficult. So anything to everything, when you start with a faith, and because that faith adds actions to, adds positive actions to that journey, and that's where you are able to convert that to more meaningful result, that rather than just being a trying about it. Yeah, so that was my today's talk, that have a faith on yourself before, more than anybody else, have a faith on yourself and start every action with a faith, and that's where you lead your life in a successful direction.